Happy weekend, guys. Or should I say happy post-Easter season, because Easter has come and gone. And I know a lot of you celebrated it with fun and pizza. See, Nengi is shaking, but Nengi did not bring me chicken or rice. So welcome to yet another interesting episode of Sports Busstop, where we take you around the world of sports. And today we are going to be talking about very interesting topics. The Super Falcons, their friendly saga, and some of the saga that happened in the just concluded first leg of the UEFA Champions League. And also we'll be talking about the contract extension of Manchester United's centre-back, Harry Maguire. Welcome to Sports Busstop. I am Lisa, your sports talkative. And of course, I'm not always alone. I have with me the beautiful Nengi. Welcome, Nengi. How are you?
Hi, Lisa. It's good to be back here to talk sports. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
Like you've already outlined what we're going to talk about today. My name is Nengi Enesademola, but you can call me the Sports Amazon. Let the conversation begin.
Yes, according to some jerseys, like they say, let's get the conversation started. So we'll be diving first of all into the UEFA Champions League. One really, should I say, shocking scenario that happened in the Champions League was the match between Atletico de Madrid and Barcelona, where Kubasi was sent off, and ultimately, Barcelona lost their first leg to Atletico Madrid 2-0. Now, I'm not talking about the match, but the aftermath of the match, because the team boss of Atletico de Madrid was severely smashed, actually. I mean, the balls, the windows, everything was smashed, and they had to post it online to tell you how angry the Barcelona fans were. Some of the Barcelona fans took to the internet to say that the decision of the referee to send off Kubasi was wrong, as VAR was making some erroneous decisions in that particular match. So, Nengi, what's up?
Well, I actually did not see the second set of games for the UEFA Champions League, which is the one that involves the PSG, Liverpool, and Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, just like you have said. But one thing we always preach about is sportsmanship, and you know how football is.
Yeah.
There are times that VAR makes the wrong call, referees make the wrong call, and at the end of the day, of course, maybe the home team ends up losing that game. See, most times it's very, emotions fly up and down.
True.
But the thing is, I mean, supporters have supposed to have grown past where, you go and attack, the team outside the stadium, attacking the team boss, and, things like that. That's not sportsmanship, because when we talk about sportsmanship, it doesn't just end with the players on the pitch. It doesn't just end with the coaches. It, of course, extends to the fans as a whole. So there was no need to be doing that. I mean, it's football. It's a game. And, of course, the UEFA Champions League this time around has a second leg. If it was before, where it is just a leg and you are out, I mean, I think they would have done more. But then again, sportsmanship in this case, which we didn't see at the end of the day. But that's just my thoughts.
So I want to read quote for quote the statement of Barcelona's coach Hansi Flick. Obviously, he was not happy with the decision that happened in Camp Nou. And when he was asked in an interview, he said, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm not sure if it touches him enough because the ball was behind them. This was a question that was put to him concerning the Paul Kubasi issue that happened in the first half that cost him a red card. And he said, but the situation in which Pubil touches it with his hand and the referee doesn't give anything for me is very clear. I don't know why the VAR hasn't come in. He's a German referee and he's incredible. We all make mistakes, but with this type of situation, why do we have VAR? It should be a penalty and a second yellow for the player. So obviously there's been a contest on why he was giving a direct red card for that tackle and the whole scenario that happened in close to the 18-box yard between Paul Kubasi and Pubil and one other player in the field of play when the match was going on before the end of the first half. And right now, Hansi Flick is coming out to question the credibility of VAR. So what do you think? Because Hansi Flick is not the very first coach to have made mention of how VAR made erroneous decisions. There have been a plethora of coaches that have come out to say that sometimes VAR makes decisions that do not favor them and that are wrong. So this consistent questioning of credibility of VAR, do you think that, the football associations and FIFA needs to look into it, especially UEFA in the Champions League? In an international match as Champions League, we are having issues like this.
Well, like I said, there was a particular time we talked about the new rules that were introduced and that would start to take place during the 2026 World Cup. Yeah. We're still waiting to see how that one pans out to be. And I think I recall one of the rules had to do with VAR and a second yellow card and all of that. So I feel it is because of this many complaints. That is why they are working towards trying to make sure that these rules, something to tweak the rules are, introduced so that at the end of the day, they can see how these things play out and they can see how much improvement that particular rule will bring to the game of football. So see, like they will say, go touch everybody, because this VAR issue is not just in the UEFA Champions League. It's almost like week in, week out for the English Premier League, now to the UEFA Champions League. So the thing is, if it doesn't touch you somehow and you feel it, you just feel like nothing is happening. But when it happens and it just, puts you and your team down, you now feel it very much. But then again, it's something that we'll keep talking about every time, every week in, every week out. VAR has one controversy or the other. Of course, like we have already established, it is something that is being operated by humans also. Yeah. So there is every tendency of mistakes, wrong calls. But I mean, I guess it is when it touches you and it affects the result of your team. That's when, emotions fly up and down. But yeah, VAR issues, week in, week out. Let's just see. I mean, if the complaints keep coming in, let's just see if something can be done to, improve that further.
Okay, so a big congratulations to Atletico de Madrid for any first leg win. Moving on to Liverpool, there have been lots of talks and backlashes on Liverpool's coach Arne Slot, where former Liverpool player Jamie Carragher has come out to say that his tactics, his formation and his coaching style are all wrong and is costing Liverpool a lot. Why would he say that? Because Liverpool lost 2-0 to PSG in their first Champions League outing at the home of PSG in France. It's a goal from Dawi and Kavicha. Now, even before this Champions League blunder, there have been lots of controversies surrounding Arne Slot, where Liverpool right now, they are currently struggling. With their struggle in the EPL, they currently sit 5th on the table, directly behind Aston Villa. So, Liverpool is one of the 2 English teams that are remaining in the Champions League. We're talking about Arsenal and Liverpool. Not forgetting that Arsenal defeated Sporting CP 1-0. That's a very shaky way. Let's see what happens when Sporting CP comes home to the Emirates in the return leg. So, talking about Arne Slot, do you even think that it was a very wrong decision for Liverpool to sign on Arne Slot as their coach, taking over from their former legend coach, Jurgen Klopp?
There is something that I think stands out in terms of observation, and that's the fact that Jurgen Klopp's team, when Jurgen Klopp left to take on another role, Arne Slot came in and it was that particular squad who was still around, who were a brilliant squad, and he immediately used that opportunity to, of course, make a name for himself, winning the English Premier League in that first last season. So I think it was just like an open opportunity, like, a blank check handed to you, and you decide to, use it. You decide that it is going to be very useful for you. That's what I think Arne Slot did with that crop of team. Now, some of the team, some of the squad members players have left. The likes of Mo Salah at the end of the season is leaving Liverpool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot around.
He has replacements. I mean, in the beginning of the season, during the transfer market, he bought Alexander Isak.
Yeah.
There is Femi Wheat. There is Jeremy Frimpong. There's Hugo Ekitike.
Yeah.
There's there are lots of players right now. In McAllister is there. So there are lots of players that Arne Slot has brought into the team. So do you think that it's an issue of
With the manager
or it's a manager issue or player issue? Because let's look at Alexander Isak, for example. Isak was one of the highest buys in the English Premier League transfer market.
From Newcastle.
From Newcastle
Liverpool.
United. Before he left Newcastle United, he was a stellar player.
Yeah.
He did wonderfully well. Even talking about Jeremy Frimpong. Jeremy Frimpong was also a very wonderful player. The likes of Florian Wirtz, they were also good. Femi was another wonderful player. Hugo Ekitike. So is it a player problem or a manager problem for Liverpool?
Well, you know, as for players, there are times that, of course, they dip in form. And you could say that that's the typical example of what happened with Alexander Isak from Newcastle United. He was doing well, like you said, stellar performance from Newcastle. And obviously, that's why he was bought to Liverpool. And then coming in, we have not seen so much of his stellar performance, you know, this season. Overall, Liverpool is struggling. It was just a one-time magic that happened, you know, and Slot took that opportunity and they were able to win the EPL. Now, defending it has become a very big problem with just few games remaining to go this season. 6 or 7 games this season. And it's not, to be honest, I think a lot of fans, a lot of people are calling for his head already. He should be sacked, you know, and they should bring in somebody who would treat Liverpool as that team that, you know, is part of the top 5 in the EPL. Because, you know, looking at it, you see Liverpool in 5th. It sometimes is strange because of, you know, how wonderful they were, how they performed so well last season. But then again, you know, it's the case. So, I think I just want to wait for the board to be able to give their final verdict on Arne Slot. Because if he continues like this, well, I don't know what will become of Liverpool.
Okay, so the other results of the UEFA Champions League: Bayern Munich, the German machines, they defeated Real Madrid in the Antonio Bernabeu Stadium 2-1 with just a long goal from Kylian Mbappe for Real Madrid, and of course Luis Diaz and Harry Kane scored 2 goals for Bayern Munich, and of course Arsenal defeated Sporting CP, like we stated before, with a goal from Kai Havertz, 1-0. So we are looking forward to the
second leg. I think that game, Arsenal versus Sporting CP, I think is just, you know, a response, a positive response to the losses that they have suffered against Manchester City and against Southampton. That's in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. And I mean, we must give it up for David Raya. He was the man of the match, actually, with a lot of good saves. Yes,
because if it wasn't for David Raya, Arsenal for collect, actually.
Yes, it was obvious.
And especially the long shots from the Sporting CP players. I mean, come on. The Sporting CP players, they understood the Arsenal kind of 1-2-1-2 kind of play, and they told themselves, you know what, let's do long shots. And David Raya's
stood up to the occasion.
And
there was a goal that was cancelled.
Yeah, there was a cancelled goal.
I think it was Zubimendi also. Yeah. I think it was ruled offside against, you know, Gyökeres. And then finally Kai Havertz, you know, coming into the game and just getting that lone strike. I think it's just a perfect way. And then at least it gives them motivation to get into the English Premier League. Yeah. And let's see how they would perform there also. But let's wait for the second leg. I think with this one, they should be able to get the second leg rolling. They should be able to win. And then Bayern Munich, I think Bayern has lost only 2 games the whole of this season.
Yeah, they have. Only 2 games the whole of this season.
They are on fire. Michael Olise in that game was the standout player. He gave an assist, I think, to Harry Kane. I think it was Harry Kane and Luis Diaz who scored the goal. Serge Gnabry and Michael Olise were the ones who gave the 2 assists for the 2 goals. So overall, I think the Bayern and Real Madrid game, yes, it was there. And then Arsenal getting a win, I think is just positive for them.
And so but you know that I think Kopani is just having a field day being the coach for Bayern Munich. It's a relaxed one for him.
Absolutely. Just like I said concerning Liverpool, where, you know, they had that current squad. And it was just so easy.
Yeah, so let's see what happens after this season. Let's see if Kopani can live up to the expectations, because there are rumors that some of the players might be exiting Bayern Munich at the end of the season. Talking about exit and contracts, Harry Maguire recently, just a few days ago, signed a 1-year-long contract for Manchester United. Although there have been rumors that he was planning to make an exit, but it became a shocking news for fans and football lovers when pictures were posted of Harry Maguire signing a 1-year contract extension for Manchester United. Not forgetting that Harry Maguire started his career from Sheffield United, from the youth team down to Leicester City. Then he joined Manchester United in 2019 in an £80 million deal. So Manchester United signing Harry Maguire. Is it a case of not having a good replacement, or is just a case of, you know what, we believe you can still do it? Which one?
Well, I think Manchester United fans would need to answer. They will answer this question better. So I will throw it to you. But before that, I would love to give my thoughts. Yes, Harry Maguire, he has signed a new deal, like you said, 1-year extension.
Yeah.
This would be his 8th season for Manchester United after coming in from Leicester, August 2019. He has spent 7 years already, you know, in Old Trafford. And when you mentioned the fee, 80 million, that's a record-breaking fee for a defender.
At that time, though.
Yes, at that time. And, you know, I think it still is, or I don't know, Sha, but yes, 80 million, of course, it was a record-breaking fee for a defender. And he has won, for his 7 years in Old Trafford, he has won the FA Cup, he has won the League
Champions
Cup,
League.
He has made 266 appearances, and, you know, he has scored 17 goals in total. But I also think that Maguire's story is one of resilience.
Actually,
It's one of resilience, because he was faced with a lot of things. And congratulations to him, he was recently recalled back to the England squad. And since the management of, since under Michael Carrick has started every game, and he is doing quite well. But I will still leave that one to you to decide. He's doing quite well.
No.
But then, if talking about his journey, why I said it's a resilience one is the fact that when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was there, he made him the captain. Immediately, Eric Ten Hag came. They stripped him of that captaincy and gave it to Bruno Fernandes. Of course, that was the preferred person. And then, should we talk about the boos that Maguire had to go through?
Okay, so
in England, Manchester United, a lot. That's why I say, you see his story, because Maguire had to make sure that he lives up to expectation, to the fans, to the coaches. Under Ruben Amorim, I think it was when he started to adapt and become more impressive. And then fast forward to this season, he scored the winning goal against Liverpool.
Yeah.
The first time Arsenal would be winning against Liverpool at Anfield since 2016.
Yeah,
so I think
United.
He has, Manchester United.
Don't go and give our win to Arsenal.
I think that he has improved greatly. So what do you think?
No, but from me,
Maguire we knew before.
So, confession time. You know, when Maguire joined Manchester United, it was a bit topsy-turvy for him.
Yes, it was.
There are times where when I'm watching Manchester United's game, I'm always saying, please don't field Maguire, because anytime he comes in with Maguire, at a point we started saying this guy will just Maguire the ball because he was a very bad defender. He was bad at defense, but there was one thing about Maguire was at the nick of time when you need saving, he always shows up. So Maguire, the story of Maguire, like you said, is one of coming from a lot of downfalls, injuries. Don't forget that he was riddled with lots of injuries and many backlashes. At a point, he was benched for a very long time in Manchester United under Eric Ten Hag. He was benched for a very long time and he didn't have much play time. That was when a lot of us were anticipating that, you know what, maybe they will send this guy out on loan.
But you know, in 2023 summer, he had the opportunity to go to West Ham, but he refused.
Yes, because of his love for Manchester United. And I think also, too, it's because of the wage pay. Because West Ham United, they weren't willing to pay the exact fee for wages that Manchester United were paying. So,
Well, for me, it was more of he actually wanted to fight for his place.
No, but then again, he fought and he got it, because the Harry Maguire we've seen in the last 2 seasons has been one that has always stood up to the occasion. When you need him, he comes. Like you said, in the Liverpool Manchester United game, Harry Maguire was the savior of the day. In fact, he was the man of that particular match, because for me, he came in at the nick of time when we needed those 3 points. And even in the match against Manchester City, where Manchester United defeated Manchester City too, Harry Maguire showed up too in his defense. And so he has improved and he's better. So let's see what he does within this 1 year. And we just hope that when 2027 season ends, he's not going to extend again, because...
Wait,
because
you want him out? Or
for me, I want him out. He should go elsewhere and explore. It's enough now. 8 years in Manchester United, Baba, no worry, not be your family company. But then again, it all boils down to passion and love the love you have for the team that you play for. But Harry Maguire altogether has been one who has fallen, risen, fallen, and is rising right now. And we hope he does not fall again, actually.
From a Manchester United fan.
Yes, so no, we are very factual when it comes to the players. Like, see, we've always prayed that players like Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, they should be sent out of the club. Andrew Onana, glory to God, Sport, please give us money. We will collect. We don't want him back, because there's rumors that he's saying he's coming back to fight for his #1 spot.
Don't prove
Andrew Onana, there's no #1 spot for you. Please go. Sport, you are doing well in Turkey. Stay in Turkey. But there were times where we were praying that these guys that I just mentioned, they should be sent out of the club, either on loan, they should go elsewhere, or sell them. Then bring in fresh players, new players that will give us that Manchester United feel. And yes, they bought the likes of Benjamin Sesko, Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha, which is still not enough for us, because we need good defenders. Harry Maguire is good at defending currently in this season now under Michael Carrick right now, but again, it's very unpredictable, because today go good, tomorrow go bad. Manchester United, you people know what I'm saying. Manchester United fans now understand what I talk about. But then, anyways, congratulations to Harry Maguire for the extension of his contract to 2027. Moving on to our last discussion of the day. Few days ago, the NFF, the Nigeria Football Federation, announced that the Super Falcons will be having a friendly match with Cape Verde. Yes, they'll be playing Cape Verde in a friendly match. And just few hours to the day of the match, Cape Verde released a statement that they will be pulling out of that particular friendly match. The reasons is not made clear. Reasons unknown, but they don't feel like taking part in the friendly between Nigeria and Cape Verde. The friendly was supposed to happen here in Nigeria, in Ogun State, in the Remo Stars Stadium. But the Cape Verdeans, they decided to pull out. And right now, NFF is running kitty-kitty. They are running kata-kata, looking for who to field with the Super Falcons. My dear.
You see, this conversation, it is very long. There's a lot to say as
I'm even speechless.
See, I just think that the NFF is playing a dangerous... See, they are into a dangerous pattern when it comes to the Super Falcons of Nigeria, especially when it comes to preparing them for major tournaments. Now, what are some of these patterns that we're seeing? Poor use of the international window.
Exactly.
Late friendlies. And if we have a friendly, it's Cameroon. You know they pass Cameroon.
Either you give us Cameroon or Zimbabwe. Why?
So at some point, I look at these things and I said to myself that I think this is intentional disrespect to the 10 times champion from the NFF.
Say it again, repeat it again.
Why are we always lackluster when it comes to the Super Falcons of Nigeria, people who have dominated Africa 10 times? Why are we always lackluster? And then you look at the Super Eagles of Nigeria, a lot of friendly. Currently, they will be playing in the Unity Cup. In the month of May. Lots of friendly for people who, I understand that they are making use of the international window very well for them.
Yeah.
Yes, it's quite needed.
I've heard
lots of friendlies.
Yeah, I've heard
not
that
in the World Cup.
Super Eagles will be playing Portugal.
Yes, they will. They will.
So
There's
why not bring the Portugal female team for?
Well,
in fact, people are not respecting us. So
in March, we played Cameroon. We lost the first leg 1-0.
Yeah.
Second leg, we came back 3-0, courtesy of Chiwendi Ihezuo, Reinshola Babajide, and Michel Alozie. And right now, they are pairing us. They paired us with Cape Verde. Now, Cape Verde are going to be making their debut in the WAFCON this year. And recall that we've played them before. That was in the 2024 WAFCON qualifiers, where we beat them 5-0 at home, and away we beat them 2-1. Now, I'm not saying that Cape Verde is bad for us to play, but I am saying that it would not stretch the Super Falcons enough. Actually, in terms of tactical education, in terms of tactical identities, trying to make sure that this team evolves. It is not going to do anything. But then right now, Cape Verde has withdrawn. Okay, who are we now going to play?
And they should
because compare it
Edo quiz for them now.
At this point, we're going to play Edo quiz, play setters.
No, but
bring them to NWFL.
The question I really want to ask the NFF is it that the Super Falcons are not good enough to play international teams?
No, see now, compare this to the likes of South Africa, Zambia, and even Ghana. Even Ghana, this is our big rivalry. Even Ghana. Now, South Africa, late 2025, they played against Zambia, Botswana. They even played Morocco.
Yeah.
And then in March, they played Panama.
Yeah.
And then currently in this April, they are going to play Algeria. Now, the big one that I saw and I was very shocked was, what's their name now? Zambia. Zambia is currently going to participate in the FIFA series in Brazil. They will play Brazil, play Canada, and then they will play Korea Republic. Now, tell me, Ghana now, I made mention of Ghana, right? Yeah. Ghana is going to play Morocco this April for the international window. And now, look at us. 10 times champion. We are now running, like you said, kitty kata kata to look for who we are going to play.
But
where are the teams we are going to play? Because all of these teams, can't you see they're engaged? They're involved in their various.
But like what you said, it's lack of planning actually. Because I think the NFF should have put modalities in place to get these countries and these teams together for the Super Falcons. I mean, it's a shame that the African champions, rather 10-time African champions, cannot get a team at this point to play in preparation for
WAFCON. And of course, the World Cup qualifiers also.
I'm not even talking about WAFCON, the World Cup qualifiers.
I saw a particular screenshot of Rasheedat Ajibade on Twitter where she was trying to discuss, I don't know, probably it's with an official, where she was complaining bitterly about the fact that, okay, you said camp is going to open on the 11th. What are the modalities you've put in place? Well, okay, have you confirmed the venues? She was complaining a lot. And then some anonymous messages from the teams. Now, the most recent one is from Chiamaka Nnadozie. She went to post on her Instagram story. Yeah. The thing is, you talk about the 10 times champions, right? Now, teams are trying to get more tactical education to be able to overthrow the 10 times champions. Because with all of these lackluster and poor preparations, you are going to struggle. It doesn't matter if you have talents in your squad. No, you will struggle.
See, but the thing is, I just feel that the NFF just think that the Super Falcons, they can always, you know that thing they say in Pidgin, they say a small thing. That small challenge, we go chest them. So they just feel that when it comes to the WAFCON, the Super Falcons, they go fit chest them. They can go head to head with any team and just win. But they forget the part where preparation matters
Very
a lot.
important.
I mean, these women, they play in different clubs around the globe. You've talked about Asla Plumtree. She plays in Saudi Arabia. Alozie plays in the US. Rashidat, even Asisat,
Esther
Oshuala,
Okoronkwo, a lot of them.
Nandozie plays in the UK, Brighton. So there are lots of things that are going on. And these different clubs have their different tactical formations. They have their different plans and their different style of play. So if the Super Falcons cannot come together to play as one team, when major tournaments and international games happen, you just see where lots of complaints will say, oh, Alozie is not defending properly. Okokwan did not shoot properly.
So
why?
disjointed.
Because they will have a disjointed style of play, and everybody is just playing individualistic football. So I think the NFF need to do better, like you said, because the NFF is really putting down the Super Falcons, and it's not nice. I mean, look at the Super Eagles, like you said. They didn't qualify for the World Cup, which is one that we are not happy with. But then again, many of the resources you are pumping into the male football, why not split it in half and put that same resources into the Super Falcons? I mean, they have World Cup qualifiers to play. They have the WAFCON to play. And these are major tournaments. If they do not qualify for the Women's World Cup tomorrow now, everybody starts complaining they didn't do well, forgetting that the body that regulates football in Nigeria did not put in lots of work. We are not even talking about what happens during these tournaments, because in the last WAFCON, we saw many of the lackluster behaviors of the NFF in the WAFCON, how the hotel, the
training
accommodation,
keys, they
didn't have training keys. They had to use their personal training keys till the training
Currently,
kits
there's
arrived.
a complaint about bonuses.
Yes. So till the training kits arrived 1 week to the end of the WAFCON, which is very wrong. I mean, they need to put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into women's football in Nigeria. NSF, you people should stop running kitty, kata, kata. All this fire brigade thing that you people are doing for the Super Falcons is not nice. Think about their mental, psychological, and emotional state. I mean, imagine these people, they have been preparing for this friendly to happen now, even though they know that they can go in and win. But they've put their mind to it that, you know what, we are meeting Quebec, and now Quebec has pulled that there. You are trying to run around looking for a team, because according to the news, the NFF right now, they are scrambling. That's what the news said, that they are scrambling to look for a team that the Super Falcons can
think
play.
It's already a wasted window, to be honest.
It's actually wasted. It's actually wasted, because if we continue to complain, what to do now? You know what? People should come and make me NFF president. I will just focus on the female football. Anyways, on that note, we are coming to the end of this episode of Sports Busstop. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, and leave your comments down below, especially the NFF's treatment of the Super Falcons and Harry Maguire's contract extension. So tell us your thoughts. Tell us how you feel. Rant, don't worry. When we come on our next episode, we'll read your comments and would appreciate you. So from me, it's bye for now, Nengi.
Happy weekend.
Bye, guys.